I'm right behind you.
Hey, watch it!
To be honest, I never really liked the sound of my own voice. But then again, nobody likes the way their voice sounds. Not even bots.
Hello and welcome. True, I may look the part of dashing An archer, eh? I've got just what you need. Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
Wanderer like you must have plenty of tales to tell. But seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with? Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Return anytime you need arms or armor. The forge never rests.
I'm right behind you.
Take a look. Keep safe, and always wear your armor.
I'm right behind you.
Make it quick.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
You find a good replacement for old cake breaker yet? You find a good replacement for old cake breaker yet? Take that! You find a good replacement for old cake. Breaker yet?
Still here. Still here.
You're taking us somewhere warm, I trust. You're taking us somewhere warm, I trust.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Or take a seat by the
so
fire
you
and
have.
Send someone over.
Let's have a look then. Well, she's quite the beauty. Nice work. Yes, I think this'll do quite nicely. Well, here you go then, as promised. I entrust you with the cake breaker. Please just do me a favor and take good care of her. Oh, and a word of advice. Don't be using her too much in one go. Or you're bound to end up waking up in an inn somewhere, forgetting your name and not wearing any pants. Thanks again.
What is it?
Take that.
I value my privacy, so if you don't mind.
Khajiit got your back. You're...
Still here.
You're taking us somewhere warm, I trust. You're taking us somewhere warm, trust.
I've got...
If anyone sneaks up on us, I'll smell them coming. Or I might not.
Got your back.
Taking us somewhere warm, I trust. Sheet guards your back.
Still here. I'm right behind you.
Good day. Oh my, this hammer. Yes, I do believe what we have here is the lost relic of the Daedric Prince Sanguine. There are very few tales about the hammer, also known as the Inebriator, but the peculiar intoxication enchantment fits his motives perfectly. A fantastic find, my friend. I'll set a place for it in the Daedric Gallery where you can display it. Farewell.
If anyone sneaks up on... You're taking... Be careful.
What's the hurry? Still here.
You are taking us somewhere warm, I trust. Khajiit.
I'm right behind you.
Khajiit guards your back.
Yes? What is it? Oh, Eggleman, do you see this? These are fantastic! They show how to construct a Dwemer planetarium. It will take a thing or two to make it happen, though. Gears, cogs, gyros, more dynamo cores than you can shake a stick at. Dwemer bronze by the cartload. No simple task, I assure you, but I can make it happen with your help. What do you think? Oh, actually I was talking to Eggleman, but you're more than welcome to help as well. Might get done quicker that way. Here is a list of what I will certainly need right offhand to get started. The rest I'll let you know as I figure out as you bring the rest. Farewell. What time is it? I have... Yes? What is it? Oh, great, yes, these will do nicely. Give me a couple of days to get started. Then you might be able to help me with the next phase.
Khajiit guards your back.
I'm right behind you. I've got your back. I'm right behind you. right behind you. Still here. Still here.
I'm quite pleased that we're back to business as usual. All right, let's not overdo it. Meet me in my quarters.
If anyone sneaks up on us, I'll smell them coming. You will see.
I'm quite pleased that we're back to business as usual. I hope you've got some coin. Let's just take a look then. There's certainly nothing illicit going on here, Archmage. You can be quite sure of that. Oh dear. He's so afraid to talk to me, he's sending you to do it? I should have expected as much. I'm afraid you've been a little misinformed. I have something of mine that I was going to sell to Arniel. With all due respect, Archmage, I'm not in a position to just give this away. I told Arniel what I wanted in exchange for it, and he was unwilling to come up with it. Now, if you're here on his behalf, I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist on my original payment. I have a friend, let's say, who's interested in a staff. A particular one. It's nothing dangerous, so don't worry. I'm not even sure why he wants it, but then that's not really my concern. He's willing to pay for it. The problem is that it'll be a little difficult to acquire, seeing as how it's in the hands of someone who isn't exactly friendly. So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it payment for the item Arniel was after. Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it. Theft and assault can get you into trouble as well. As for research, well, a sufficient explanation will cover almost anything. If you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off of college grounds.
Khajiit, back.
Still here. Jur Zabrul! Jur, Zapru! 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 Jur, Zabrul!
My money's on the big...
Jur, Zabrul!
I never would believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. It can't be. You took its very soul. Until next time.
Can you possibly help Jazargo? It is difficult to admit, but Jazargo still use some help. Jazargo has seen that Toftir likes you. You must be very skilled with magic, yes? Jazargo is working hard, but cannot do it alone. Can you help with this? Jazargo has worked hard on learning new spells, trying new things. This will make Jazargo stand out as a mage. But Jazargo works so hard, there is no time to test these new spells. If you help with the testing, this will make learning easier. Jazargo will give you scrolls. You will use them and report the results. This is a good plan, no? You tell Jazargo when you are ready. Ha! You can resist, can you? Let's see. This one, I think. Jazargo has designed it to be an excellent flame cloak, with a twist. It is especially potent against the undead, and should burn them to a crisp in no time. Jazargo gives you plenty of these scrolls, so you try them and return when you can say whether they work. Jazargo... Oh, wait, what? It's like the ancient legends. Dragonborn. Khajiit guards your back.
We have survived difficult times, and are better mages for it. There may be a matter in which your skills could be useful. The various points of focus for magic energies around the college have become polluted and need cleansing. I see. All right, then.
I'm quite pleased that we're back to business as usual. Well.
Did you need something?
All right. You delivered on your end, so I'll deliver on mine. Here's the gem Arniel was after. Can't imagine what he expects to do with that. It's warped beyond any ability to capture a soul.
I shan't trouble you a bit. You consider restoration a valid school of magic, worthy of study, don't you? Don't you? It's quite simple, really. There are some who shall not be dignified by being named, who have implied that it is not. That is to say, it's been suggested that resources used for my study of restoration could be put to better use. Any other use, in fact. It's not just healing cuts and bruises, you know. The undead are a very real, very dangerous threat, and restoration magics can keep them at bay. Not to mention the benefit of wards. How can they continually overlook wards? It's baffling.
Keeping busy, Sergius?
As always,
I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
wanting things enchanted.
I'll gladly share my knowledge with you.
At least it's more
Well,
money for the
no,
college.
not really. Not directly, I mean. But I know things are being said behind my back. Conversations cease when I enter rooms. I'm quite aware of what's going on here, and I will not stand for it. Until next time.
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand.
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone
The
tell you
majority
otherwise.
of scholars are split between two disparate camps. Some believe the texts are worthless scribbles written by a child, one who had yet to grasp the vastness of his destiny. Others contend that the author is not Vanus himself, but a pretender hoping to profit from the mage's name. Both camps, however, are in agreement that the texts themselves have no intellectual merit. There are some, however, who attribute the text to a different origin. Not the young Trictus, but the elder Vanus Galarian. The theory states that Vanus wrote the text in the guise of his younger self, precisely so that scholars would question its authenticity. By diverting the eyes of those who seek power, it provided an extra layer of security, in addition to the cryptic nature of the text itself. I mentioned the pages from 5 separate texts were stolen. This is no coincidence. I'm sure you can divine why. Exactly. According to the theory, there was purpose to Galarian's decision to divide his childhood journals into 5 parts. Contained within each was a tale that alluded to spells and techniques, authored by a specific school. It is well known that Galarian's gifts for magic were quite diverse. He could restore a rose to full bloom not long after burning it aflame, all the while fooling the mind into believing its scent had rotted away. The theory goes that Galarian was on the verge of completing 5 new spells, one for each school. Spells of such tremendous power that even the immortal armies of Manimarco would countenance their fear. Unfortunately, Galarian's obsession with his nemesis deprived him of his patience. Nevertheless, before he embarked on the great battle, he left notes encoded in 5 works, so others could continue his research. I have an inkling. I was able to glean some clues based on my interviews of the residents of Winterhold, who seem far more observant of mages than the faculty. I sent my assistant, Jado Ra, to investigate the matter further, but I fear something grave has befallen him. Finally, someone with initiative. I need someone to scout the area he was investigating. Your safety is paramount. If the mage in question is at the site, do not attempt to confront him, even if Jado Ra is in imminent danger. The Khajiit is a crafty one. He will leave clues behind even in death. Yet if you sacrifice both your lives, both your efforts will be squandered. Good. Jado Ra last left for Solitude, but it is unlikely he is still there. I would start with the caverns near the shoreline. If you find him, and find him well, he may ask for a passphrase. Yes, The problem is, I seem to have forgotten that inscrutable Khajiit word he gave me. So in exchange, I ask you to tell him this. Tell him how, when I met him, I mocked his whiskers, how they were as black as an Imperial's hair. Tell him that his eyes are so narrow that even when he laughs, he looks unhappy. Yet their color still shines as bright as the sun. And if he finds that too sentimental, tell him he was more valuable as a rug. And when he accidentally lights his fur on fire, he would no longer be worth anything to anyone.
We all have you to thank for saving the college. Your position is well deserved. Tolfdir is... I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge.
I'm always available should you need me, Archmage. Actually, yes, Archmage. I believe there is. We've been contacted by the Jarl of Riften. It would seem there's some sort of disturbance. From what few details we were given, it sounds quite familiar. I suspect that the power released by the Eye of Magnus was not fully contained and has coalesced in this part of Skyrim. I do hope you still have the Staff of Magnus someplace. I suspect you're going to need it. Until next time.
If you require assistance with summoning techniques, please let me know. If you would, please also contain your summons to the college grounds. The locals do not need to be agitated further by Atronachs roaming their town. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the college. I'll teach you some of what I know, but be careful. Ah, that, yes. The group prior to yours has disappeared entirely. It's possible that there was less than the necessary amount of oversight. That's still being looked into. But we've had no contact with them for quite some time now. Arniel wondered if perhaps they'd somehow managed to get themselves lost in the Outer Realms. But I think that's giving them too much credit. I hadn't really considered it in terms of time. I suppose it's been at least a month. Let me think. What were they working on? As I recall, Ysra was trying to improve flame cloak spells to better work in Skyrim's harsh environment. Elos Tai was practicing illusion spells. She was having trouble with the calm spells, I believe, but only ever worked with skeevers. And then there's Borvir and Rundi, twins, though they rarely agreed on anything. Those two boys were obsessed with mead, convinced they could concoct something to compete with Honningbrew. Something about using frost magic to chill the mead for a certain period of time. I felt it was a waste, but the Archmage let them proceed. Not within society, no. Many who practice within the School of Conjuration do so on their own, secretly. Thalion is the only one I know who is public about what he does. He was once my teacher here, but left the college years ago. He didn't like the Archmage, hated dealing with him, hated having to answer to him. Thalion said he hated what this place was becoming, so he just left. Aron found a note on his desk, and that was it. I understand he settled down in Hjalmarch, and his presence there caused something of a problem. I sure know. Those archaic policies died out with the Mages Guild, and were never enforced here. Necromancy, as any other type of magic, is a tool to be used. Of course, non-mages may not see it that way, so we don't go around flaunting it. Now, if you'll excuse me.
All right, then. Jezargo is eager to hear.
Still here.
The Eye of Magnus, here but lost. Slipped through my grasp. I might have known.
I'm right behind you.
Perhaps we can go another few decades without a disaster. That would be nice. Do you? Wonderful. I was afraid I'd have to give up. And when I'm so close. Thank you for this. I have a great deal of work ahead of me.
You are taking us...
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass. Terrible, just terrible. I vastly underestimated the heat transfer necessary, and have destroyed my only working model. I'm at a loss. Don't patronize me. Look, it's all very simple. The Dwemer, they were, masters of magic in a way we can't even begin to conceive of. Their greatest achievement, however, has also been their greatest, shall we say, mystery. Their disappearance, of course. Instant, unexplainable. The stories have fascinated me. Ever since I was young, I wanted to know what really happened. After years and years of work, I'm closing in on a way to investigate what happened through experimentation. Only now, well, it's simply a disaster. Without boring you with the details, I'm attempting to recreate the circumstances of the event. The dwarves were very clever, tapping into and drawing power from the heart of Lorcan itself. Lacking the heart of a dead god myself, I was attempting to substitute a rather specific soul gem, the one you helped me acquire. Well, yes, I mean, no. That is, it might, but I'm not completely sure. I'm no tonal architect. I've only read their writings. Scraps, really. The soul gem by itself isn't enough, you see. It needs to be altered, purified. The dwarves had machines for this sort of thing. I've attempted to build my own, based on designs and using parts you helped to provide. My very own dwarven convector. It worked, but not fully. And the device was destroyed in the process. Hmm? No, no, no! I'm too close now. Can't take the time. Though, perhaps there's another option. I may require further assistance from you. Well, yes. The designs for my convector were based on real dwarven machines, so there may still be some in existence. I'd go looking myself, but yes, there are calculations to double and triple check. Many calculations. Perhaps you could seek out these convectors in Skyrim ruins. I can even teach you the spell to heat them. It's very particular and very important. Wonderful. Just wonderful. I knew I could count on you. Now, this spell is not for defending yourself, but it's just right for heating the convector. At least 3 seconds burn is necessary. Just place the soul gem inside and heat the convector. At least 3 seconds. You'll almost certainly need to find multiple convectors. I suspect it may be due to the nature of the soul gem versus the crystals this was intended for. Destroys the equipment in the process. But, it's effective. 3 times, and the crystal should be ready for the next step. Isn't this exciting? Until next time.
Still here. I've got your back. Still here.
I still need some help, if you can spare the time. Exactly as I said it would. Now, are you ready to try again? I am confident it will work this time. This will be worth it. Okay, now don't move at all. Oh my. That isn't right. Just wait. I can fix this. Oh no, that's not it at all. Let me try again. This really isn't turning out the way I'd hoped. I'll get it right this time. I swear.
Stupid dog.
There. All better. Well, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? Agreed. And thank you for your help. You're a good friend. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. All right then.
You're...
Hold! Now cast!
I'm on your side.
Hold! Now cast!
So what's your story? My cousin was
If anyone's...
I'm always available should you need me, Archmage. Very good. I'm sure the Jarl will be quite pleased. Pleased enough to justify the significant amount of gold offered to the college to rectify the problem. I think it only fitting that the Archmage personally receive a large portion of the reward. Well done. Until next...
We have found a cave. I don't think there are warm fires and friendly faces inside.
Move along. Hold!